people, okay? And one more, guys. Or two. Right. Second. Okay, guys, I am back. I am here. Okay, guys, I am back. I am here. Let's get the show on the road. Anyway, it is May the 4th, the day that Disney created to, like, May the 4th be with you. It's a kind of like one of their marketing promotional things, but it's gotten some traction, and I think it's pretty awesome. And we had the final 2 episodes of Maul. Learned something really interesting. I'm sure Kathleen Kennedy thinks it's all bullshit. About what movies and TV shows are actually being watched from 2025. And let's just put it this way: the sequel trilogy does not exist. The fans just don't exist. They can sit there and scream all they want, but you go on Reddit and they're having their Kylo Ren watch parties and all this gay ass shit. It's like, whatever. And apparently Disney executives, and I'm going to say this, the person who posted this is literally one of the worst human beings on the planet. What he did to Cameron is absolutely one of the meanest, nastiest fucking things I've ever seen in my life. Okay. Basically, I want to talk about who it is, but basically, vindicating Cameron, hi Kim, and me, and other people, saying that they were probably going to, either erase the sequel trilogy completely or put it in its own timeline. And let's go. And then of course, let's talk about Maul first. There may be spoilers. If there isn't, if there, whatever, I'm sorry. Maul was good across the audience. Blue pills liked it. I think black pills liked it. It was not woke. It was not insulting. It was not attacking, white men in any way. It was just, Star Wars. It didn't have anything at all to do with, the past 10 years of being preached politics by, subhuman red diaper babies. Okay. It was good. Okay. I'm sure even if you don't want spoilers to happen, you're probably already going to hear about this. Darth Vader does show up, and he's huge. There he is. He takes over the whole show. In fact, you're trying to get them to go back to watch what he's doing. And he fights Maul, he fights Master Daki, and he fights Devin. And it just freaking awesome shit. But that's all I'm gonna say. It's you gotta see it. If you haven't seen it, you have to see it. You really do. The whole show is phenomenal. And well done. Well done, Lucasfilm Animation. Well done, Dave Filoni. So we've got that. And I did a video on it before. So if you want to go and watch it, there are spoilers on that, more spoilers. And I do have to admit that the only woman, well, there are two. There's Lawson's boss who ends up getting killed. And then there's Lawson's ex-wife, who is a giant, see you next Tuesday. Okay, truly, just a fucking slime. Anyway, so, we've got that going on. And, it's really good. Basically, Lawson's wife is every poorly written female character in all of Star Wars, like from The Force Awakens and Rey to Vice Admiral Gender Studies, right? I mean, it's like, she sucks. Anyway, let's go on. So, Variety did an article, you guys hopefully have read it, that said that last year, all Star Wars shows on Disney Plus had 33 billion viewing minutes, which in my opinion is phenomenal. So when you see Ryan Cannell or some douchebag that, hangs out and wants his misery validated, goes on, watches Nerdrotic and Midnight's Edge and Tom Connors and, the garbage, um, and runs around screaming Star Wars is dead, it's not. 33 billion viewing minutes is a lot, okay? And the movies took up 40%. Now, the thumbnail, as you notice, is a blue like card, and it's got everything that was in the top 10. Now, before you freak out and see Andor's on top 10, remember that show had just been dropped. The last uh, season was dropped last year, so everybody got a good chance to watch it. Okay. Well, last year, no, the year before, but still, it's holdover. Then we've got A New Hope. We've got The Phantom Menace in third, which, gee, according to Red Letter Media and all the prequelators, that was the most horrible movie ever made. Weird. The Empire Strikes Back, Revenge of the Sith, and I think Rogue One is at number 7. What is missing from the list is The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Palpatine. Oh, and Solo, A Soy War Story. You know it's dead, right? The sequel trilogy. It's dead, all right? And this was literally, I almost jumped out of my chair when I saw this because these are numbers that you can't fake. You can't hide behind. I don't know what the Raylos will do now. Um, somebody was speculating that they'll eventually take the sequels off of Disney Plus. I don't know if they will. I mean, look, they left the Acolyte on, and of course they're screaming and ranting and raving that somehow it's been resurrected because it's doing so well in viewership. And it's like that's because they made it so it followed Maul, and I don't watch anything that comes. If I'm watching Maul, that's all I'm going to watch. I'm just going to skip from one to the other. Go from one episode to the other, and the only reason why it's and how long are people viewing it? Oh shit, turn the channel, or oh shit, find something else to watch. I bet you the viewership minutes are probably like maybe 20,000, which is terrible for that. Just because they're little tiny pieces, and people run away screaming. So you got that. But yeah, the Raylos can't be happy. I mean, with their, Last Jedi watch party, then we're gonna watch The Fourth Awakens, and and their psychotic headcanon. I'm like, why don't you just go out and join a No Kings protest, you psychos? I mean, just do something. Power to the people. Get the hell out of here. All right. But here's the deal. I have, and everybody knows this is true. You can look back on my videos. I have been saying for it'll be 3 years in July. It'll be longer than that. That they were going to get rid of the sequels or do something with them, so they didn't have to. It's a dead end. Okay, and really, I think it was. Oh gosh, what are the other fan websites that said it's basically a dead end? What are you going to do with them? All right. So what the rumor is is that they're going to splinter it off into a separate non-canon timeline. You know, and there, and if you remember, one another YouTube channel had talked to the Ahsoka cosplayer and cast member at Disneyland, and she said the world between worlds has been shattered. Okay, so that's a hint. I think a lot of these people do know what they're doing. So we're gonna have to wait until Ahsoka and the first 4 episodes show up, because that's where we're gonna find out what's really going on. Because according to Dave Filoni, the first half is in Peridia with Ahsoka, Sabine, Baylan Skull, and God knows who else is there. We're still not getting any hints about who the who why why Baylan is there, but who called him. We don't have any hints. I'm gonna say it's probably Abeloth herself. If the world between worlds is shattered, I think she's the only character in Star Wars that can do it. And I think Palpatine, screwing around with Sith alchemy is probably at fault. Also, the father being killed by his own hand with the dagger of Mortis, and the daughter being killed accidentally with the dagger by the son. But here's something to think about. The son is killed by Anakin's lightsaber. Now, would that kill him? All right, go back to Rebels. World Between Worlds episode, season 3. When or was it World Between Worlds? Ezra's trying to open up the portal to go in, and you get the Loth Wolves, running around in a circle, right? What happens is he has to put his hand in different ways, and the daughter points to the father, I think, and then the father points his hands to the portal, and it's open. And the son's eyes open up. They turn red. The other two do not. His eyes, open up like he's like alive. And so, I mean, it could just be the son, or maybe the son with his mother, or something like that. But remember, Anakin's job is to bring balance to the Force, and the Force is way out of balance. And if you've got Palpatine's, the essence of Palpatine, fucking around with Sith alchemy, and you've got what happened on Mortis to Obi-Wan and Anakin and Ahsoka, what was set in motion? Is it just out of whack, or is there somebody, calling, and if the world between worlds is shattered, I'm not sure if the son could do it, but the reason why I'm cautioning people is because his eyes turned red. His eyes went like that. In the mosaic on the wall, or whatever you want to call it. It's really interesting to me. Okay. And I really, 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 I kind of can't wait to see what they do with it. I mean, I really do. Is it just, there's so many possibilities that you can run with. But the fact that we have this interesting thing going on with, the world between worlds and everything, and it now looking like they are going to put the sequels into their own timeline and just, you know, there it is. If you want to beat off in the corner to Kyle Ron, be my guest. We really don't want to be part of it. And there you go. I mean, that's the thing. Fact of the matter is, as there was a Polygon who wrote the article, said sequel the sequel fans don't exist. If they're there, why isn't like at least The Force Awakens in the top 10? It's not. It's you got Andor on top, but I don't think that really means anything. And you got Rogue One, which is a great um, uh, movie. I mean, Kennedy accidentally made a good movie. Um, and then you've got the age. The age is that people have been watching it, and surprisingly, Gen Alpha wants to watch old school Star Wars. They don't like the new stuff. All right. There's a hint. There's your audience. All right. And if you make that stuff without any fucking political shit, without any woke garbage, you'll not only get them to watch, you'll get us to watch. Okay? Because Gen Alpha is probably one of the most conservative generations we've had in a long time. I mean, I would consider my generation, Gen X, to be libertarian, right? We grew up with Reagan. I'm wearing my Ozzy T-shirt. Um, it. You know, there you go. So the age bracket's really, really interesting. Um, it's just really funny. And well, you notice he had to leave California. He basically almost shut down Bad Robot completely. All right. Um, it's not like the guy's gonna starve. So we got that, and it's just, hey guys. I mean, this has been a good day. All right. A lot of really great things. And the fact that, we're Cameron and I and others are getting vindicated by the blobs for saying that they were going to pitch and get rid of or put it in somewhere where it's not hindering them. The sequel trilogy, they have to. There's no place to put it. There's no place for it to go. Right? There isn't. So anyway, and I mean, this is it's kind of exciting. And they're complaining about Mando and Grogu only opening at 80 million. Instead of listening to Nerdrotic or announcing to a bunch of people who really don't know who you are and don't give a fuck, you know, why don't you buy a fucking ticket and go watch it and decide for yourself? I don't need a skinny, scrawny, former drug dealer. Now he's, peddling misery, telling me what I can and can't watch. I don't need any of those guys. I'm going to watch it and decide for myself. Okay? I'm going to watch it and decide for myself. Everybody should do that. Watch it and, tell us all what you think. Um, and of course, Mark Hamill was at Barack Obama's library and took a picture with him. And I'm like, you guys all know I despise Barack Obama. His library looks like someone took a sandcrawler and set it up on its head. Go look at it. Okay, if I could put a picture up of it up here, I would. But people were, like Jack Posobiec, whom I don't really have much use for. He's for a guy who is a lawyer and a former Navy officer, intelligence officer. He sure is an immature asshole. All right, so just leave it at that. So, yeah, Jonathan, I told you in my statement to you on a video that yes, Maul told Ahsoka that Palpatine's new apprentice was Anakin in not so many words. Maybe you should watch that um, uh, show. Go watch it. It's season 7 of of the uh, of the Hi Ian. Season says 7 of the Clone Wars. Yes, Maul was good. You know what I like about it? I don't hate Devin. I don't hate her. She's like this girl, you know. She's not a Mary Sue. She's not anything like that. She's just a kid who's got some special powers, who is in a very bad place now. And I'm not going to tell you what Maul does, but he basically um, does something fairly shitty. All right. And she doesn't know. She doesn't realize what he did. And it's going to be very interesting, that dynamic, because she will eventually find out what he did. Anyway, it's been a great day. I told you guys I would be here for a live broadcast because, I mean, it's May the 4th, or the 4th be with you, or whatever, however Yoda would say it. I'm just, happy. I mean, we've got a chance to see some really good stuff coming. And I know it's coming because uh, John Favreau is not, I mean, he made Mando and Grogu for like 160 million. Another, and another half of that for marketing. And you're going to probably see the movie break even. And people are going to say, yeah, we liked it. We liked it a lot. All right. Um, look, the Black Pills are going to try to use this as much as they can. This has ceased being about what's good for Star Wars and the fandom and what's good for their bank account. And they suddenly, they're showing their true colors. They don't care about what you guys care about. They want money, and they love you paying attention to them and then repeating everything they said verbatim. It's narcissism. Their viewers give them a narcissistic supply. Every kudo, every yeah. And I don't get it. I don't get why people can't see it. Somebody on Cameron's Patreon asked if some of them were actually being paid by Kennedy and stuff. Now, I'm going to say no, but if it comes out like the Southern Poverty Law Center was paying the Ku Klux Klan and funding them, would that surprise you guys? If someone or a Disney under the table was paying to attack and make the fans look like racists. So what it is they're trying to make an excuse to make bad Star Wars, to make woke Star Wars. And you look at Southern Poverty Law Center, they made hundreds of millions of dollars in donations over the last few years because of what they were doing. Breaking the window and then coming around and saying we can fix it. All right. And that's exactly what is going on here from the outside. So don't be surprised by anything that happens from here on out. I really like the fact that Disney released the Nielsen ratings for the franchise on Disney Plus because I think that was a straight up fuck you to the black pills. And they needed it. Now they're going to rationalize it. The list that's in the thumbnail, that will go in one ear and out the other. They will look at it and go, who cares? And I think one of the big lies that one of the guys says is that Disney doesn't care if they make money. Well, if that's the case, there's at least a Securities and Exchange Commission investigation going then, because they have shareholders to placate. Anybody. So yeah, they need to make money. They need to make money. They need to be able to do dividends and things like that, and they need to show their shareholders that they're doing good by them. That's really important. Okay, so there's that, and I'm just, happy that we've had such a good May the 4th, and it's really only like 2.5 weeks, and I'm going to be sitting in the audience, on Thursday on the 21st, so here we go, and I will give you blow by blow, you know, opinion about what is up on the screen. But I am going to tell you this: go see the movie. Do not let Nerdrotic or Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers or Ryan Cannell, any of those guys, tell you not to see it. Don't let yourself be seduced by their constant rage porn. Okay, go see the movie and decide for yourself. All right. Jon Favreau is a good guy. He's a stand-up dude, and he cares about the fans. He was doing things that Kennedy would never do. Star Wars Celebration, he's walking around the crowd talking to people, right? So yeah, do go see it, because I think those guys that have worked on this, Brendan Wayne, and the rest, they deserve this opportunity. Okay. All right. So anyway, I gotta go. I was only gonna be on here for half an hour, and the dog wants to go sit out on the deck. So you guys have a good evening, and may the 4th be with you. See you around the galaxy. All right. Talk all to you later.